Today we're going to talk about innovation. Why innovation is important and how can you be innovative and change the world. Ladies and gentlemen, innovation is everything that drives progress. The fact that we are here today experiencing lots of technologies are due to ingenuity of innovation. But ladies and gentlemen, innovation is not just coming up with new products, but the very definition of innovation is everything that's new and different. Innovation can come in a form of business model innovation, new ways for you to extract values, marketing innovation, where you are able to gain new perspectives to customers, and even social or service innovation. Innovation can be either disruptive or radical, where it tremendously revolutionizes and changes the society, or it can be incremental, where bit by bit things are changing, but over the long time it gives an impact to being better, faster, and cheaper in whatever we wanted to do. In innovation, the people that makes and moves the world are the innovator. But what makes an innovator innovative? There are several characteristics that can be identified as true innovators. For one, innovators hate status quo. There's always something for you to improve. There's always something that you can make things better. And this is one of the characteristics of an innovator. On the contrary beliefs, innovators are not hustlers. In fact, innovators are very astute to risk exposure. Yes, innovators take risks. They are not risk adverse, but when they take risks with calculation in mind. Innovators are people who are passionate and are constantly looking for new experiences. And this ties in back to the spirit of hating status quo. Innovators are individuals, groups, and organizations that challenges the norms and push boundaries to the limit of what's possible. They are very emotionally intelligent and are able to be sensing pain points and difficulty of others. Hate status quo, astute to risk, passionate, and constantly pushing the norm, as well as empathetic, are true characteristics of an innovator. Based on this, some are better suited to be an innovator, but does not spell the end of you who are interested to innovate, to create, and to make lasting changes to society, to the world, or the things that you care about. On contrary, innovators are not born, but they are bred. They condition themselves to be having the right mindset, the right attitude, and the right characteristic to innovate, to think differently, and change the world. The question is, if you are interested to be an innovator, what does it take? If you heard of many of my podcasts, all it takes is simply a different perspective in your mind. Having the right mindset, training your mindset to challenge the norms and push boundaries makes you at least on the way to becoming an innovator. For you to be an innovative person, you have to have interest in many areas. Interest has to be diverse, from the arts to the technology to social science. And the other aspect that you need to have is also you need to be creative. Understanding or having interest in many areas alone is not enough. Creativity of an innovator is about connecting ideas from one domain of expertise to another, linking the dot, connecting it to a bigger picture, seeing the pain point. And for you to be able to see the gap, to see the pain point, you need to be open-minded to diverse facts and opinions, especially the ones that are not similar to yours. Only by having an open mind, you would have open and having interest of many items, and you can only be creative with an open mind. Don't forget to be risk takers. When I say to be risk takers, is to have an appetite for risk, not just uncalculated risks, but risks that are suddenly being studied through and being weighted pros and cons. To have an innovative mindset is to be able to objectively weigh the risks, slightly use of gut feeling, but to be able to rationally look whether the gap, to address the gap, has significant risks or something that you could take. And lastly, to be an innovator, to have the right side of mind innovator, you have to take interest of people. Understand where they are coming from. Listen more. Go back to the being open to ideas. Understand where people are coming from, and particularly their personas. In my number of years in the innovation world, I realized that the difference between a dreamer and an innovator is that the innovator starts. For you to be a successful innovator, for you to be able to change the world, to make a difference, you simply need to take your dreams and just start. It may be a gargantuan task, but an innovator adopts the mindset of progress over perfection. And if you have not heard about what progress over perfection is, listen in to my other posts on this matter. Contrary to popular belief, an innovator is not a hustler. Innovation, while it may seem a bit random, the fact is it is not. A successful innovator knows the different kinds of innovation process that makes innovation great. Knowing your process, either from Amazon's working backwards process to NASA's technology readiness level, is a gateway for you to know how to be an innovator. Some of the process may not suit to your conditions. your skills in mixing and matching the processes, what makes you an innovator. And these skills requires you to be creative. And creativity is one of the prerequisites of being an innovator. But what makes an innovator different from an artist? An artist is creative, but an innovator is creative and collaborative. Because to invent something new, to have to do something that's life-changing, to progress requires collaboration and inputs from others for you to push your innovation, be it products, business models, or others, or even work process, for them to make it work. Another prerequisite of being an innovator is to get ready for failure. There is a reason why innovation can sometimes seem difficult. For something that has been done before, the rules are unknown. While it is exciting and interesting, the failure of an innovation is something to be expected for. If you are doing something, if you are innovating and you have not failed, that means you are not pushing yourself enough in terms of innovation. But what's more important about an innovator's mindset is that every time when there is a failure, innovators do not get disheartened, but instead, innovators learn from the mistakes and be fearless of what may go wrong. Fearless, but not foolish. The other thing about innovators are they are proactive and they take opportunity in every possible way they can get. When you're pushing something that's new, that's different, sometimes the window of opportunity for you to test your idea, for you to expand your idea, for you to get expertise from others may be a once in a lifetime opportunity. To know how to spot an opportunity or to be at the right place for the opportunity, listen in to my other posts on opportunity. I mentioned earlier, ladies and gentlemen, that an innovator is also an artist, but an artist may not necessarily be an innovator. Innovators differ from artists in many ways in the fact that innovators takes creativity and innovation and commercializes those creativity to address a pain point for the benefit of a society as well as him or herself. Becoming an innovator requires you to have a commercial mindset, the ability to turn an idea into money. Ladies and gentlemen, if you realize when I describe about innovator and the things that needs to be done to be an innovator and the mindset that requires for a person to be innovator, it is not much difference as being an entrepreneur. In fact, I believe innovation is a twin sister to entrepreneurship. They go hand in hand, innovation and entrepreneurship, in making and changing the world, putting progress to each and every one of us, to to society. And for this reason, I will be talking about entrepreneurship and intrapreneurship and what it takes to be enterprising in the next episode. Stay tuned to the next episode of Opportunity.